How's it going, everyone? The PlayStation Store is running its big spring sale right now. A lot of great deals. Let's talk deals under the price of $20 because there's some really good stuff that's on sale. Obviously, a little bit more expensive than what we typically cover, but once we get to the under $20 threshold, you can get some really solid games as well. And right off the top, want to mention a deal that, damn it, this one has slipped under my radar. I just noticed it now. Might be one of the best deals across this entire sale. We have Crysis Remastered Trilogy for $17.49, but if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you save an additional 10%, knocking it down to just $12.49. This has Crysis 1, Crysis 2, and Crysis 3. Could they have done more with this Remastered Trilogy? Absolutely, but Crysis 1 and Crysis 2, I still think are fantastic games. Crysis 3 is okay. I wasn't crazy about Crysis 3, but I still thought it was a fun game. I remember when Crysis came out back in 2007. At that point, I was just a wee lad, but I even knew about the "Can your PC run Crysis" memes and all this stuff. I wasn't even, into gaming on PC at that point, and I would hear about it, and you would see Crysis promotional material, and you would just see the game and be like, wow, this game is quite a good-looking game, so to speak, and then I would just turn around and go back to playing, like, dot hack. So that's what I was doing back in 2007, but nevertheless, Crysis 1 is great. Crysis 2, I liked Crysis 2 the best. Out of all three Crysis games, Crysis 2 was my favorite. I thought it was fantastic, and I liked how it had more of a focused structure. Crysis 3, it's fine, it's okay, not as good as Crysis 2, but still a decent playthrough, all things considered. When this initially came out at $50, I was like, yo, this is comical, this is no way worth $50, but $12.49, sign me up for that, because I think that's a damn good deal. Next up, let's just mention all the Rockstar games in one swing. Red Dead Redemption 2, $19.79. Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS5, $19.99. LA Noire, $19.99 as well. How about that? Get a subtle LA Noire mention in there as well. Red Dead 2, obviously one of my favorite games of all time. Upgrade this to 60 FPS. Rockstar, you cowards. Where is it? I know you wanna get, another release of it, but come on, there's no DLC for the game. Just re-release it if you're gonna re-release it. Let's just get this damn game to 60 FPS. What are we doing here? Sell me the game again. I'm ready to give you my money because I know you damn well ain't gonna give me a free upgrade. But, nonetheless, $19.79 from my boy Arthur Morgan's story. That's still a damn good time at 30 FPS. GTA 5 is great. I get it. They want GTA Online money, but you don't have to jump into GTA Online. The campaign is still damn good. And LA Noire, while the experience at this point isn't as revolutionary and ahead of its time as I thought it was in 2010, like in 2010, this game I feel like was so ahead of its time in the sense of like the visuals and everything like that. The game was incredibly compelling, narratively strong. $19.99 is like a really, really high price, but it's Rockstar and these games hold up in price on the PlayStation Store, so what can you do? $19.99 for that, but yeah, there you go. The Rockstar trifecta there. Next up, we'll play Telltale Innocence, 70% off for $11.99. Seemingly talk about this game ad nauseum. It is fantastic. I highly recommend it. It was a PlayStation Plus game a few years ago, I want to say, back in like July of 2022. I want to say June of 2022, somewhere around there, but it's a great game, narratively incredibly strong, and I give Asabo a lot of credit because they did something that a lot of studios have failed to do in recent memory, and that Asabo is an incredibly unknown studio. They created a new $60 IP, and somehow that IP popped off. When I actually think about it, that's a very, very difficult thing to accomplish. Obviously, they had backing from Focus, but yeah, good job on Asabo for all they've done with the Plague Tale. It's a remarkable franchise, and for $11.99, Plague Tale Innocence, I think is a great buy. Next up, we got Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition, 70% off for $14.99. A game that I also constantly sing its praises. I think Witcher 3 is a phenomenal, phenomenal game. Obviously, you do have the PlayStation 5 upgrade now, so that's great and does enhance the game quite a bit. Looks great, plays great, and Witcher 3 is just fantastic. It's unfortunate that they never ported Witcher 2 to PlayStation platforms, and that game is still like, as far as the console version goes, you only have the Xbox 360 version. I'm sure at some point they'll do something. They are remaking Witcher 1, so like, after that, you would think they would do something with Witcher 2. I don't know. You would just hope that that would be the case, but whatever the deal is, Witcher 3 is still worthwhile to play even if you don't play Witcher 2. And most of you guys probably don't have a way to play that at this point. Unless you have a PC, it's not too difficult to run these days. But 70% off, $14.99 for Witcher 3 is fantastic. A great open world, visuals are stunning, DLC content is fantastic in this game, all in all for $15. It's not the $9.99 that it used to be pre-upgrade, and the upgrade ended up being free, so you're just kind of left to paying an appreciated price, but still very much worth it at 15 bucks. Next up, Walking Dead, the Telltale Definitive Series. Man, I'm a big Walking Dead guy. Some of you guys might not know, but I am not into television series whatsoever these days. Like, I barely watch any TV, and I know people are gonna be like, this dude is such a schmuck when he says that Walking Dead is one of the only shows that he watches regularly. Yeah, yo, I'm a sucker for Walking Dead. What can I say? It just hits with me. Love me some Rick Grimes. Great that they got their continuation series that just dropped. I gotta catch up. Everybody's been hyping up Daryl Dixon. Everybody's been hyping up Dead City as well. And then everybody else is just like, bro, just let this franchise die. But let's circle back to what we were talking about, the Telltale Definitive Series, which does tell its own story, and a very emotional story at that. Look, with Walking Dead, the Telltale Definitive Series, you get so much content. You got Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4. You get episode Michonne as well, and 400 Days. It's a lot of content. Now, bear in mind, it's actually a little bit more expensive than I believe it's been in the past. I believe this has been as low as $12.49, so you know, if you're not seeing it as an urgent pickup at this point, I probably wouldn't pick it up, because $20 is a little bit on the higher side for the price point, but for all the content you're getting, it's still a damn good deal. And if you're wanting to play this game right now for whatever reason, it's still a good buy, and a lot of trophies to get as well for those of you that are into that. Season 1 and 2 certainly are the peak, and Season 1 really, to me, is Telltale's best game ever, 1A, 1B with Wolf Among Us, but yeah, 20 bucks for that, pretty good deal, not great given that it has been cheaper. Next up, we got Spyro Reignited Trilogy, 65% off for $13.99. Look, if you guys know my gaming history, I initially started gaming on the Game Boy Color, and then my first console ever was a PlayStation 1. The two games I got, Mega Man X4 and Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage. Hence why I constantly recommend Mega Man on this channel, and Spyro often gets a recommendation on this channel. Yeah, I got my nostalgia biases as well. But Spyro Reignited Trilogy was really well done, even if you have no attachment to Spyro from its heyday. It's just a well-done series of platformers, and it's updated for a modern audience for $13.99. It's a great pickup, so definitely would recommend it. Next up, we got Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, $17.99. Look, I'm not big into Lego games or Star Wars, but Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, I thought was a damn good time. I thought it had a sizable amount of content, and the Lego games are just super accessible. Like, anybody can really get into it and jump into it and have a good time. Now, there is quite a bit of DLC content, so that's obviously not ideal, but what can you do? I don't make the rules when it comes to DLC, but $18 for Skywalker Saga, I think is pretty good, and would give it a shout if you're a fan of Lego games. Next up, we got Tales of Arise, 50% off for $19.99. Now, this game is now available on PlayStation Plus Extra, so you can play it that way, but Tales of Arise is a damn good game, and by the way, the Beyond the Dawn edition on sale as well. $39.59 for that. The Beyond the Dawn expansion is valued at like 30 bucks, so you're essentially getting it for 20 on top of the base game. That's a post-game content, story-based content. But Tales of Arise was damn good. I don't think the cast is as strong as some of the other Tales of games like a Vesperia or an Abyss, but it's still pretty damn good, and $19.99 for this is great. Visuals are stunning. Overall story is pretty good. I think it's a game that a lot of people will end up enjoying. Next up, we got Assassin's Creed, the Ezio Collection, $11.99. I mean, it's the AC2 Ezio trilogy. The games are tremendous. I think AC2 still holds up fairly well, but yo, if we're gonna be remaking games from the PlayStation 3 era, brothers, Assassin's Creed 2, Ubisoft, do you want to print money? Because that's how you do. We're talking about this AC4 remake. Maybe AC4 is the game that they deem to be more monetizable. I don't know what the deal is if that game is actually getting a remake, but AC2 seems to make all the sense in the world to me. Ezio is an absolutely iconic character where his story has been told. Why not continue to further monetize him by doing remakes? Like, that just makes like a ton of sense to me. A ground-up remake for AC2, you kidding me? And it doesn't have to be insanely large in scale. Maybe you can expand it a little bit, but that's what I would like to see Ubisoft do. That's how Ubisoft can build some goodwill. I mean, they're not gonna do this because they want your money and they want to monetize their games, and they're gonna keep doing Skull and Bones type nonsense, but if they want to rebuild their goodwill, they do stuff like AC2 ground-up remake. You could price it at $60, just don't monetize it to the nth degree, and I think people would be incredibly excited about that. And you could even juggle in Assassin's Creed, the Nero-style Assassin's Creed games, and you're gonna monetize the hell out of those anyway. Just do me a solid and don't make that your entire business model, but you know what? We can't have nice things. They're gonna do what they're gonna want to do. You're gonna get Skull and Bones. You're gonna get Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, $140 edition. Look, I don't even hate that game, but $140 edition, $130, whatever it is, $120. It's an egregious amount. $120 to $140. It's somewhere in that range, but yeah, let me just get an AC2 remake. Like, come on, dude. I feel like it would do really well. But yeah, you got the Ezio collection here. You got some great games. Brotherhood's really good, albeit Brotherhood's a super easy game. Revelations, I didn't think it was as good as 2 or Brotherhood, but I still thought it was pretty damn good. So take it for what you will. I still think it's a damn good time. Next up, we got Streets of Rage 4, $12.49, 50% off. Or if you're a Plus subscriber, you save an additional 5% until $11.24. Super stylish, super charming beat 'em up. I mean, it's Streets of Rage. It's not like I had a gigantic affinity towards this franchise going up, but it's still a good time all around, so I certainly would recommend it, especially if you can take advantage of the co-op play. Obviously, that's always going to be a pretty good time. $12.49 for Streets of Rage 4. Next up, we got Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, 75% off for $14.99. Talked about it before, but I thought Guardians of the Galaxy was an awesome game that unfortunately just bombed commercially. You know, I have no idea how you really get these Marvel games to pop off. Like, Spider-Man is a behemoth of its own, but then you see so many Marvel games underperform commercially. Midnight Suns, Guardians of the Galaxy. And Guardians of the Galaxy, I thought people liked the Guardians, and I thought this game was pretty good. You know, did it have its issues? Sure, $60 may have been a little bit of a stretch for a price point, but that just might be me being cheap in all honesty. But I thought it was a good game, and this was my first exposure to the Guardians as a superhero group, and I thought Star-Lord was awesome. I thought Rocket is super entertaining as a character, and the rest of the cast is really solid as well. 15 bucks for Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it's a damn good deal. Lastly, do want to give a shout out to Gravity Rush Remastered, 50% off for $14.99. You guys know me, I will recommend Gravity Rush until the end of days, and guess what? We're getting a Gravity Rush 2 remaster by the looks of it, so hey, it looks like my complaining has paid off to an extent. Will that pave the way for Gravity Rush 3? I have no idea, but what I do know is it's more Gravity Rush content, so I'm all aboard on that. GR1's awesome, and you have this remastered version for $15. Has been holding up in price, but what can you do? It's very much worth it, and I'd strongly recommend it. That's gonna do it for me. Again, a lot of great deals under the price of $20. Check them all out. Links in the description box below, but that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.